This is the scene of the crime, the Flint water plant. These are the charges that spell out what happened inside. Essentially, they did not protect Flint residents from that lead poisoning and possible Legionnaire's disease and 12 deaths. And take a look at what's happening in downtown Flint right now in district court. Two Department of Environmental Quality officials, Stephen Bush, Mike Prisby, going in front of a judge to face several felonies, 5 years in prison if convicted. And included in the charges, get this, conspiracy to cover their tracks.
Failed to provide safe and clean water to families of Flint. When we prove these allegations, and we will, Mr. Bush and Mr. Prisby will be facing 5 years in prison for this count alone.
The charges are several against Stephen Bush of the State Department of Environmental Quality, misconduct in office, tampering with evidence, and conspiracy to tamper, working with others. Those are felonies. And violations of the Safe Water Drinking Act, misdemeanors. Several charges against Mike Prisby, also of the DEQ, misconduct, tampering, and conspiracy, and violations of the Safe Water Act. Mike Glasgow, tampering with evidence, the felony, and willful neglect of duty as the Flint water plant certified operator, a misdemeanor.
We have gone out and gathered volumes of evidence, and we've analyzed that and reviewed that, and the result is what you see today. The charging of these three gentlemen doesn't mean we're done.
Flint switched off the Detroit water system in April of 2014 to the Flint River to save money. It was more corrosive, and the allegations are knowingly not treated, causing lead from pipes to leach into drinking water. Hundreds of kids under 6 years old have tested positive for lead poisoning. And get this, during the months that this crisis was languishing, residents were allegedly, deliberately misled on how to take their water samples. One of the investigators on this team grew up here and still has family in Flint.
They live here. They look at me and they wonder if there's any truth to this investigation. I hope I gave them some.
Coming up next hour at 5, what would motivate these three officials to commit these crimes, and also how they obstructed another investigation into Legionnaire's disease outbreak over the last 2 years with 12 deaths. That part of the story next hour at 5. For now, I'm live in Flint. Jim Kurtzner, the Now Detroit.
Jim, thank you so much for that report.